Hello YouTube followers, this is Brian Smith and I'm submitting an entry for Canadian Girls 100 sub contest. So this is going to be my entry for Deb Tim's Canadian Girls 100 sub contest. She had 3 questions. The first question was what we like best about fish keeping. It was a 2-part question, actually. What we like best and what we like the least. I have to say what I like the best is really an easy answer. It's just seeing different fish. I like the different color patterns, different colors, personalities, and some of that is even within the same species. Like you see OB zebras and OB peacocks, and sometimes not. They can be very different. You can see a tank full of them and not one of them look the same. So just like the individuality of the fish, and just love seeing new fish. I think that's why I hang out at the fish store so much, even though I know I keep buying anymore. I'm stocked to capacity. But I still like to go and just look. The second part of the question was what we like least about fish keeping. I was kind of torn with providing an answer on this as far as what I like least. At one point, I was going to say equipment failure. That's certainly a bad situation. But that hasn't happened to me that often, but it's certainly bad. But I'd have to say what I like the least is back to the fish. I hate to go into a fish store and see fish poorly kept, whether it's in an extremely dirty tank. I've seen fish that were housed with other fish that they didn't belong with. Some of them getting beat up. There have been occasions where I would bring that attention to the attention of the store owners or store managers and say, hey, this fish is getting beat up. Can you move him or something? So, oh, we don't have space. This is all we got. And so that really kind of bothers me. Like, how can you put fish in a space where he doesn't belong? He's getting beat to a pulp and you're trying to sell him. And also just sometimes the way they feed the fish. I mean, some stores provide those pink slow release tablets. That's not good for Mbuna, definitely. I keep Mbuna, so I'm like, oh, don't feed him that. That's going to cause bloat. So I have to say, just seeing fish poorly kept in the fish stores, that really bothers me. I've even bought a fish or two trying to save them from bad conditions. So yeah, I got it bad. So I would have to say that's my least favorite thing about fish keeping, seeing fish kept in bad conditions. The second question was our water change schedule. I change my water twice a week. I have a 55 gallon and I do about, I'd say roughly 27%. That's where I did the math. Each time. So I do my water changes twice a week. And it's usually on Wednesday and Saturday, or either Thursday, Sunday. So I find a time in the middle of the week and sometime on the weekend. And I do that pretty religiously. I don't usually miss. But I do have plenty of filtration. But I try to keep up with my water changes. And I kind of like it. I mean, you get a chance to interact with your fish, and they get used to it, so they know what to expect. So it's a chore, but it's fun. And yes, I'm still using the bucket, so I'm gonna have to get me one of those pythons. The third question was, well, the third one was not a question. It was a shout out to an up and coming fish keeper on YouTube. I don't know if this guy is an up and comer, but I know he didn't have that many subscribers. I think he had like 25. That's more than me, but still, that's kind of low for a lot of the guys I've seen around here. But I want to give a shout out to David African Cichlid out of Orlando, Florida. He's got a nice setup over there. And I like how he features one of his fish periodically. He'll take a fish in his tank and just kind of feature it and follow it around, tell you what it is, and just kind of let the camera follow the fish around. I think that's pretty cool. he's got some nice fish and nice setup over there. So shout out to David African Cichlid out of Orlando. And plus, I'm living in Florida too. So homeboys got to stick together. But enjoy looking at a lot of tanks on YouTube. Enjoy this hobby. And I want to thank Deb Tim, Canadian girl, for doing the 100 sub contest. And again, this is my entry. And again, good luck to everybody out there in their fish keeping.